Welcome to our YouTube channel Premiere Next. Today again our partner James and Mary are here for latest entertainment update, so stay tuned till last.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We sift through, well, everything really, to get you those essential bits of knowledge.
Make you perfectly informed, that's the idea.
Exactly. And today we are tackling something that on the surface seems light, but actually has layers. We're talking the 2025 Netflix rom-com, The Wrong Paris.
Right. It's kind of a classic bait and switch, isn't it? You expect this glossy European romance, Paris, France.
No, the dream.
And what you get is, well, Paris, Texas. And honestly, it's maybe more interesting. It's got this sharp satirical edge aimed right at reality TV.
That's really the mission for us today, isn't it? To synthesize, the plot, the cast chemistry, which is definitely there, but also dig into that critique of the whole unscripted dating show machine.
Yeah, we need to pinpoint where the satire really lands and then figure out if that big rom-com ending feels, earned.
Yeah.
Or maybe just a bit too convenient.
So yeah, the core question. Dream trip to Paris, France gets swapped for Paris, Texas. What happens next? Let's dive in. Let's start with our main character, Dawn. Miranda Cosgrove plays her. And the sources really stress she's not looking for love initially. Not really.
No, it's about the money. Or rather, what the money can buy. She's what, 25? Aspiring artist, small town, Texas life.
And this big dream, art school in Paris, France, that is, which is, expensive, way out of reach for her.
And that financial pressure, it's crucial because her younger sister, Emily, who sounds completely obsessed with reality TV, by the way, she's the one who pushes Dawn towards auditioning for The Honey Pot. It's this huge Netflix dating show.
Right, like The Bachelor on steroids, probably.
Kind of, yeah. And the rumor mill says two key things. One, it's filming in Paris, France, obviously. And two, just showing up, the appearance fee could cover her entire art school tuition.
So that's the hook. Not Prince Charming, but a tuition check disguised as a reality show gig.
Pretty much. She signs on the dotted line, gets on the plane, probably picturing herself, sketching near the Seine or something.
And then the reveal. The sources really play up this contrast, this whiplash.
Oh, it's immediate. They expect, like you said, cobblestones, cafes, maybe some accordion music.
And instead, blazing hot Texas tarmac. Ranch setting.
Cowboy hats everywhere. Line dancing lessons on the schedule. Barbecue pits. And the crown jewel.
The replica Eiffel Tower.
Wearing a giant red cowboy hat. It's almost too perfect.
It really sets the tone instantly, doesn't it? The fantasy just evaporates. So logically, Dawn thinks, okay, mistake, I'm out.
She definitely wants to bail. I mean, the whole reason she signed up is gone. But here's where the structure gets interesting and kind of dark, actually.
The contract track.
Exactly. The sources point this out as a key insight into how these shows work. She's locked in. If she walks, she doesn't get the fee, maybe even get sued.
So she has to stay. She has to compete for this Texas cowboy bachelor, even though the Paris she needed was the French one.
She's trapped. Tethered to the show, as one source put it. It's a financial cage, basically, built by the reality TV machine she thought she could game.
Which immediately gives the film more bite than your average rom-com. She's stuck in this hyper-real manufactured version of Texas.
And this is where the satire and the romance start to really, rub up against each other. Because the Bachelor turns out to be Trey McCallan III, local guy, wealthy rancher type.
And she knows him. Slightly.
Yeah, they had some brief, awkward run-in before. So her plan becomes, okay, stay in the game long enough to get paid, but do not fall for this guy. Sabotage yourself. Get eliminated ASAP.
Okay, let's unpack that. Trying to fail, but accidentally succeeding. That sounds tricky to pull off without making her look, incompetent or just annoying.
Well, the way the film does it, according to the sources, is through leaning into physical comedy and showing her, real character underneath the attempts.
Okay, give me an example.
All right, so there's this axe throwing challenge. She's deliberately trying to be terrible, right? Clumsy. But Trey just sees it as, oh, she's endearing, she's vulnerable. And then there's a bigger moment during some kind of ranch obstacle course. She's trying to lose, but then something genuinely dangerous happens, a horse stampede, apparently.
Oh, okay.
And her instincts take over. She drops the act, forgets the competition, and actually helps organize the other contestants, gets them to safety, quick thinking.
So the more she tries to not play the game, the more authentic she seems, and the more the audience, both in the show and us watching the movie, starts to like her.
Precisely. She becomes the accidental hero, the fan favorite, precisely because she's resisting the manufactured drama.
And this whole dynamic is amplified by the supporting cast, who seem to be doing double duty, pushing the romance, but also driving that satire home.
Absolutely. You've got the clear reality TV roles filled, like Lexi, played by Madison Pettis.
The antagonist.
Yeah, your classic polished, knows how to play the game contestant, stylish, manipulative, uses secrets, weaponizes tears. You know the type. She's the perfect foil for Dawn's sort of messy realness.
But it's not all happening inside the reality bubble, right?
Yeah.
There's family back home.
Right, and that's Frances Fisher as Birdie, Dawn's grandmother. She's described as witty, gives tough love, kind of the anchor back to Dawn's actual life and Texas roots. She cuts through the nonsense.
A grounding presence, yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps it from floating off entirely into reality TV absurdity.
Exactly. But then, speaking of absurdity, you have the character who really embodies the show's satirical core. Rachel, the producer, played by Yvonne Orji.
Oh, the reviews loved her. Said she just steals every scene. The puppet master.
Totally. She's not just filming, she's actively crafting the narrative. Taking Dawn's attempts at failure and spinning them into ratings gold, she is the machine. The clever manipulation, controlling contestants, controlling what the audience sees.
She represents the real antagonist, maybe more than Lexi does.
I think so. And looking at the honeypot itself, the show within the film, it's such a smart spoof. It's not just one show, it's mocking.
Right, you can see bits of everything in there. The sources mention the bachelor structure, maybe the forced proximity of Love is Blind.
Yeah, and even the prize money angle, maybe like Too Hot to Handle or something. It mixes all those recognizable elements together.
Makes it feel familiar, but also, yeah, deeply cynical about the whole genre.
Which lets you, the viewer, feel like you're in on the joke. You see the tropes, you see Rachel pulling the strings, you know the rules are basically suggestions, ready to be bent for drama.
And that drama eventually leads to, well, actual feelings. Despite everything, Dawn and Trey start to connect there in Paris, Texas.
It wouldn't be a rom-com without it. But we know the formula. Things have to crash and burn before the big finish.
Enter Lexi and the machine again.
Pretty much. Lexi finds Dawn's art school acceptance letter, the French one. And in a big, dramatic elimination ceremony, boom, she reveals it. Paints Dawn as purely mercenary, only there for the money.
Ouch. And Trey buys it.
He feels betrayed, totally played. So yeah, he sends her home. Heartbreak Central.
Okay, low point achieved, but the film still owes us actual Paris, France.
Right. Fast forward a few months, the honeypot is doing its live finale in Paris. The real one this time.
And Rachel, the producer, sees an opportunity for maximum drama, I assume.
Of course. She invites Dawn back. One last confrontation. Huge ratings potential.
But there has to be a catch. There's always a catch with Rachel.
Oh, it's a massive one.
Okay.
This is the big sacrifice moment. Dawn can come back, appear on the live finale, but only if she agrees, in writing, to forfeit all potential winnings. The whole $250,000 prize, everything.
Wow. So it's literally choose. The money for your dream or the guy who broke your heart?
Exactly. And she chooses. Well, it's a rom-com.
She chooses love.
Mm-hmm.
Gives up the money, goes on live TV, tells Trey how she feels, makes this grand gesture.
But wait, because Trey still rejects her right there on live TV. He doesn't believe she's actually changed, thinks it's another ploy.
Man, this finale sounds like a roller coaster.
Totally. The sources said this sequence was really effective, dramatically. Because then, right after he rejects her, he finds out about the sacrifice. Learns she really did give up the $250K for him.
Ah, the grand reversal.
Yeah.
Cue the dramatic music. And
The classic rom-com chase. Through the streets of Paris, France this time. He catches her. Big declaration of love. It's totally over the top, but in that satisfying way.
Okay. Emotional payoff delivered. But let's talk about that ending convenience, because critics definitely picked up on this. They get the love, great. But what about the money she sacrificed?
Right, because somehow in the middle of this romantic reconciliation, they managed to, and I think the term used was, flip the rules on the producers.
How convenient.
Very. So they end up with both the love and the $250,000 prize money. And the film ends with them like splitting time between Paris, Texas and Paris, France. The best of both worlds.
Which does sound neat.
Yeah.
A little too neat, maybe. So let's try to balance the critical view here. Strengths were definitely the chemistry between Cosgrove and Pierson Fodé.
Yep. Genuine chemistry. The satire was praised for being sharp, funny, The supporting actors, especially Frances Fisher and Yvonne Orji, got a lot of credit.
And that quirky soundtrack, too, mixing the country and the French jazz. Fun touch.
But the weaknesses. Critics felt the satire sometimes relied too much on easy targets, reality TV cliches, and specifically, that ending.
The producers changing the rules thing felt like a crutch, maybe. A lazy way to solve the plot problem.
Yeah, some felt that. And calling the ending overly convenient came up a lot, especially for people wanting something maybe a bit more grounded, less tied up in a perfect bow.
So it's interesting. The film makes fun of how reality TV manufactures its drama and breaks its own rules.
But then it kind of does the same thing to get its own happy ending. It uses the very tropes it's satirizing.
Which maybe is why it works as escapism. It acknowledges the silliness, but still delivers the feels. Perfectly imperfect, maybe.
I think that nails it. It delivers the romance by leaning into the absurdity it just spent an hour mocking. Which brings us nicely to those little details, the Easter eggs for the sharp-eyed viewer.
Oh yeah, the fun stuff. We have to mention the location work in Paris, Texas, using the actual town landmarks.
Definitely. That Eiffel Tower with the hat is real, apparently. And using local spots gives that Texas part a genuine feel, which makes the contrast with the fake French fantasy even funnier.
And the meta humor. There was that great example.
The French bulldog, right when someone yells, "This isn't Paris, France!" This little Frenchie just trots across the screen. It's such a wink to the audience.
Love that.
Yeah.
It shows they know exactly the game they're playing.
And there's a hidden message, too. In the final montage, one of Dawn's paintings apparently has French text written on it. Ce n'est pas Paris. C'est parfait.
It's not Paris. It's perfect.
Exactly. Sums up the whole theme right there. Finding perfection in the unexpected, the detour being the destination.
Nice. And one last bit of trivia, the director's cameo.
Yeah, Jane Damien. She pops up as a flustered flight attendant during that initial destination reveal scene. A fun little inside joke for film buffs.
So wrapping this up, our deep dive really confirms The Wrong Paris hits that sweet spot. It gets how rom-coms work, how reality TV works, and smashes them together.
It celebrates finding love, sure, but in these really weird, unexpected, contractually obligated circumstances, it kind of proves that the wrong path can lead you exactly where you need to be.
It's charming, it's funny, it lets you have your rom-com cake and satirize it too.
Which leads to our final thought for you, the listener. Think about this. The whole resolution, Dawn getting Trey and the money, it completely depends on reality TV manipulation and those convenient rule changes the film itself makes fun of.
Right.
So what does the fact that this film was apparently a huge success, relying on these very tropes, tell us? What do audiences actually want from romance stories and from reality TV narratives today? Do we almost need the rules bent, the convenient fixes for the happy ending to feel satisfying?
Something to chew on there. Definitely food for thought. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into The Wrong Paris.
We'll see you next time.